a movie ticket stub, faded and torn, with the date October 3rd, 1987, and Starlight Cinema Screen 2 printed on it. That's what the demolition worker found wedged behind a loose panel when the old projection room was being torn down in 2024. When investigators traced the ticket, they found it belonged to Hannah Cooper, age 10, who disappeared from this exact theater in 1987. The ticket had been there for 37 years, hidden in a space directly behind the movie screen where hundreds of thousands of people had watched films, completely unaware that a girl was trapped just behind the wall. Before we begin, subscribe to uncover the stories they tried to bury and ensure no case is ever forgotten. Starlight Cinema was located in the small town of Millbrook, Ohio, on Main Street. It was in the town center between the bank and post office. Opened in 1965 for 22 years, it had served as the town's most popular entertainment center, the heart of the community. Initially, it was a classic American single-screen cinema. Art Deco-style facade, neon sign reading Starlight illuminated the town at night. Inside was spectacular: red velvet seats, gold-trimmed wall decorations, large white screen, very high ceiling, a crystal chandelier hung. Later in 1980, a second screen was added due to increased demand, slightly smaller, but equipped with modern equipment. Every weekend, families came here, watched new films. Friday evenings, young couples watched romantic films. Saturday afternoons, families watched children's films. Sunday evenings, elderly watched classic films. Starlight wasn't just a cinema, it was the community's meeting place, center of social life, a place where memories accumulated for generations. The cinema building was a two-story brick structure. Ground floor had two screens: entrance hall, ticket booth, concession stand. Upstairs had projection rooms, film storage, small office, technical equipment room. Projection room was old-fashioned. Large film reels lined the walls. Projectors were heavy machines, dark, narrow place. Only the projectionist entered. No one else had business there. The Cooper family had lived in Millbrook for generations. Hannah's grandfather, James Cooper, was the town's former mayor in the 1950s. The family was rooted. Respected Father Robert Cooper, 38, was an experienced electrician working at a local electrical company. He did electrical installations and repairs for homes, businesses, school buildings. Reliable, hard-working, always finished his work on time. Everyone knew him, liked him. Mother Catherine Cooper, 36, was a second-grade teacher at Millbrook Elementary School. She'd been teaching for 15 years, loved children, was a patient, affectionate teacher. Her students called her Mrs. Cooper, loved her dearly. They had two children, 10-year-old Hannah and 6-year-old little brother Tommy. Hannah Cooper was a cheerful, lively girl with a very strong imagination. She had just finished third grade, started fourth. She attended Millbrook Elementary, her mother's school, but different class. She loved school, had good grades, many friends. Her favorite subject was art. She loved drawing, painting, writing stories. Her teacher, Miss Roberts, said, "Hannah is very creative, has wonderful stories." But Hannah's greatest passion was cinema. She loved watching movies madly, especially Disney films were her favorites. Princesses, fairy tales, musicals, magical worlds. Whenever a new Disney film came out, she'd go watch with her family to Starlight. Her room was filled with movie posters: Cinderella, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty. She'd memorized film songs, sang them constantly. October 1987 was autumn. Weather was getting cooler. Disney's new animated film, The Little Mermaid, had opened in theaters, a highly anticipated film. The story of Mermaid Ariel. Hannah had seen commercials on TV, immediately fell in love. She was very excited, eager to see Ariel. For weeks she'd been begging, Mom, Dad, please, please, let's go to the cinema. I want to see Ariel. She looks so beautiful. Catherine and Robert had said, "Okay, sweetie, we'll go this weekend, promise." October 3rd, 1987. Saturday was sunny, cool, beautiful autumn day. Tree leaves had turned yellow, red, orange. Ground was covered with leaves. Ohio autumn was beautiful. Air was crystal clear. Catherine and Robert decided to take the children to Starlight. Afternoon showing was at 2:45 p.m., suitable for the family. Tommy would go to the big cinema for the first time, was very excited. At 2:30 p.m., the Cooper family left home. Just 10 minutes by car, the town was small. Hannah wore a pink wool sweater, blue jeans, her long hair in a ponytail tied with a pink bow. Tommy wore a blue sweatshirt, had a small toy car in his hand, was very excited, asking, "Mom, how big is the cinema?" At 2:40 p.m., they arrived at Starlight Cinema. Parking lot was full. Saturday afternoons were always like this, families coming. Robert parked the car. Family walked together to entrance hall. Large glass doors opened. Inside was warm, inviting. Smell of popcorn filled everywhere. Entrance hall was spacious, airy, covered with thick red carpet. Walls had colorful movie posters. New films, coming soon. Right side had concession stand. Sold popcorn, candy, chocolate, soft drinks. Left side had ticket booth. At front, behind glass, was ticket clerk Sarah Jenkins, 55. A kind woman who'd worked here 20 years, knew the whole town. Robert joined the short line to buy tickets. 2 people ahead, moved fast. The Little Mermaid, 4 tickets, please. 2 adults, 2 children. Sarah smiled, saw Hannah. "Hello, Hannah. Coming to see The Mermaid? It's a beautiful film. You'll love it." Hannah nodded excitedly. "Yes, Mrs. Jenkins, I'm so excited." Sarah printed the tickets, handed them over. Screen 2, 2:45 showing. Enjoy. Robert took the tickets, each clearly printed. Starlight Cinema, Screen 2, October 3rd, 1987, 2:45 p.m., $4. Catherine wanted to get popcorn and drinks from concession, but "Let's sit first. I'll get them later, before the movie starts." The family walked toward Screen 2. Corridor was narrow, dark, walls were red. Screen door was open. Inside was semi-dark. People were sitting medium-sized screen. Capacity about 200 people. Rows were red velvet seats, comfortable, soft. That day the screen was almost completely full. Families, children, everyone excited, whispering. Cooper family found row 12, near center, good angle to screen, perfect spot. Robert sat on the end, Catherine next to him, Hannah in middle next to Catherine. Tommy inside next to Hannah's seats were very comfortable. Hannah settled comfortably, eyes on the big white screen, waiting excitedly. At 2:45 p.m., the screen lights slowly dimmed. Children shouted, "Yay! Movie starting!" Clapped. First came commercials, local business ads, then trailers for new films. Hannah watched everything excitedly, eyes wide open. At 2:48 p.m., Catherine quietly whispered to Robert, "Forgot to get popcorn. I'll go get it quickly. Movie just started. I'll be back in 5 minutes." Robert nodded. "Okay, hurry. We'll wait here." Catherine stood up, carefully crossed the row, went to corridor, went to concession. There was a small line, but not long. Got large popcorn, 2 large drinks, made payment. Transaction took total of 5 minutes. At 2:53 p.m., Catherine returned to Screen 2 with popcorn box and 2 large drinks in hand. Screen was completely dark. Film had started. On screen were underwater scenes. Ariel was swimming, beautiful music playing, children watching mesmerized. Catherine carefully walked to row 12 in the dark, came to her seat, slowly sat down. Something felt strange. She looked to her right. Hannah's seat was empty. Catherine whispered, "Robert, where's Hannah?" Robert turned right. Looked. Hannah's seat was indeed empty. Went to bathroom, I think. She'll be right back. Catherine worried. But she didn't tell me. She shouldn't go alone in the dark. Robert tried to calm. She's grown now. Bathroom's nearby anyway. She'll be right back. But 5 minutes passed. Hannah didn't come. Catherine was now really worried. Robert stood up. I'll check right away. Don't worry. Went to corridor, followed bathroom signs. Looked in women's bathroom. Door was open. Inside was empty. Asked someone passing about men's bathroom. Did you see a little girl? No. Checked lobby. No. Returned. Told Catherine. No, she's nowhere not in bathroom. Voice now worried. Now Catherine panicked. Heart started racing. Then where is she? Hannah! Hannah! Jumped up. Screen was dark. Movie playing. Music loud. Other viewers got annoyed. Shh, please be quiet, someone said. Robert and Catherine rushed to corridor, started calling loudly. Hannah! Hannah Cooper! Where are you, sweetie? 3 staff were working that day. Sarah at booth. Mike, 25, at concession. Jennifer, 30, screen usher, doing corridor checks. Jennifer ran over, looked worried. What happened? Is there a problem? Catherine started crying. Our daughter is missing. 10 years old, wearing pink sweater. Hannah Cooper. She was in her seat 5 minutes ago. Now she's gone. Jennifer immediately acted professionally. Pulled out walkie-talkie. Emergency. Missing child. 10-year-old girl. Pink sweater. All staff search all areas. Now. Cinema emergency search protocol started. All staff mobilized. Every corner. Every bathroom. Every screen. Every corridor. Storage. Office. Everywhere. Hannah couldn't be found. At 3 p.m., Sarah called police. Millbrook Police Department. Emergency. Missing child at Starlight Cinema. 10-year-old girl. Was with family. Disappeared. Millbrook Police Department was a small unit. Only 6 officers. 1 chief. Chief Thomas Reed, 50, experienced officer, immediately came with 2 officers. Listened to situation. Took Catherine's statement. Girl was in screen 2, yes. Mother went to concession. 5 minutes. Came back. Girl gone. Exit doors are alarmed. None went off. So girl must still be in building. Police systematically searched everywhere. Basement checked. Old equipment. Storage. Cleaning supplies. Projection room checked. Projectionist Jeff, 45, was there. Nobody came. Doors locked. Didn't see anyone. At 6 p.m. FB, I got involved. Missing child was potentially interstate issue. Federal matter. Special Agent Linda Hayes came from Cleveland office. Cinema examined in detail. Building plans obtained from Town Hall. 1965 original construction. 1982 screen addition. Hidden space. Tunnel. Void. Nothing in plans. That night, search continued. Town residents heard. Volunteers joined. Hundreds of people searched everywhere. Hannah's photo broadcast on local TV. In Ohio newspapers, 10-year-old girl mysteriously missing from cinema. First week hopes were high. Maybe Hannah got lost. Maybe a relative took her, but there was no trace. Second week, FBI reduced resources. There were other cases. Third week case went cold. Catherine and Robert were completely devastated. Their lives stopped. Catherine couldn't return to teaching, got psychological treatment, searched for Hannah every day, posted flyers, never gave up. Robert suffered silently, continued working, but his eyes were always empty, customers noticed. Starlight Cinema was never the same. People started fearing, didn't want to bring children. Visitor numbers dramatically decreased. In 1995, cinema went bankrupt, closed. Building was sold. Different businesses tried to use it, but none succeeded. They called it Cursed Building. Catherine committed suicide from deep depression in 2010. Farewell note, couldn't find Hannah. Dying every day, can't take it anymore. Robert died of heart attack in 2018. Last words, Finally going to Hannah. In spring 2024, building received demolition order, old, dangerous, unused. In June, demolition crew, Clark Demolition Company, started work. In early July, workers were demolishing projection room upstairs. Worker Danny Martinez, 32, experienced worker, was hitting wall with sledgehammer when he heard strange sound, hollow sound, as if wall interior was air. Boss Jack, this wall's weird, sounds hollow. Foreman Jack Williams, 50, came, hit with hand, put ear to it. Yes, definitely hollow, should normally be solid. What do plans say? Looked at 1965 plans. This wall was shown as normal, solid wall, but was hollow. Drilled small section of wall, removed bricks. Shone flashlight in, looked. There was narrow void, about 4 feet wide, 6 feet deep. Dark, old smell. Danny looked inside carefully. Shone flashlight everywhere. On floor saw small skeleton, leaning against wall in sitting position. Next to it small backpack, few old toys, notebook. And on wall was loose panel. Danny pulled it. Behind wedged, faded but readable movie ticket. Danny carefully pulled out, blew dust off, read, Starlight Cinema, Screen 2, October 3rd, 1987, 2:45 p.m., $4. My God, Danny said, voice trembling. This is that missing girl. From 1987. Everyone searched for Hannah Cooper. Jack immediately called police. Millbrook police, very urgent. At Starlight building, upstairs in projection room, behind a wall we found skeleton child. Movie ticket dated 1987, Hannah Cooper case. Within an hour, police, FBI, forensics teams, everyone was there. Area declared crime scene. Yellow tape put up. Forensics team carefully examined void skeleton belonged to 10 to 12-year-old girl. Backpack opened. Inside had small toys. Notebook. On it in child's handwriting. Hannah Cooper, 3rd grade, Millbrook Elementary School. DNA tests conducted, compared with samples from Cooper family distant relatives. Hannah's Aunt Mary. Definitive result, Hannah Cooper. On wall of void, written in crayon, Hannah's handwriting, I can hear the movie, music playing, people laughing, but I'm behind the wall. Tried the door but won't open. Locked. So dark. So scared. Mom, Dad, Tommy, I'm here. Right here. Close to you. Please find me. I'm shouting, but nobody hears. Couldn't see how Ariel's story ended. Did the mermaid marry the prince? I'm so curious. I'm sorry. Hannah. FBI comprehensively investigated how void was made, who made it. In 1980, when second screen was added and renovations done, contracting company was Mason Construction Company owner Frank Mason died in 2005. But one former employee was still alive, Gary Stevens, 72, living retired in Florida. FBI found Gary, interrogated. Old man first said didn't remember, but when shown evidence talked, in 1980, I was young worker, 24. Frank had special secret projects. We made hidden space, secret room and projection room. He said, might need in future. I didn't question, boss ordered. Pay was good. But years later, learned Frank's past. Strange, dangerous. FBI investigated Frank Mason in detail. His file was horrifying. In 1975, arrested for child abuse, sentenced 3 years, released 1978. In 1980, got cinema renovation contract. Nobody checked his background. Procedures were loose then. Made hidden void, waited to use it someday. But how did Frank take Hannah in 1987? FBI examined every record, every document. What emerged was shocking. On October 3rd, 1987, that very day, Frank came to cinema for projection equipment inspection. Showed fake ID to projectionist Jeff. Said from Mason Technical Services Company Jeff was busy, didn't check. Said, okay, you can go upstairs. Frank went upstairs, entered projection room, opened hidden void door, waited inside. When Catherine went to concession, while screen was dark, Hannah was curiously watching around. Movie had started. Frank quietly entered screen, approached Hannah from back rows, covered her mouth, whispered, "Be quiet. Mom's calling you." Brought her upstairs, put in void, closed door, left building. Entire operation took less than 5 minutes. Hannah tried to survive in void for days. Had small toys in backpack but no water, food, heard movie sounds, music, conversations, laughter, screamed, pounded but thick soundproof walls didn't let sound through. Air circulation almost non-existent. Oxygen slowly decreased. Finally died from oxygen deprivation and dehydration. According to the forensics report, may have lived 3 to 4 days. Frank Mason died in 2005. Natural causes, never tried, unpunished. In August 2024, Hannah Cooper's remains were buried with ceremony. Catherine and Robert were no longer alive, but Hannah's Aunt Mary and Uncle David organized ceremony. Millbrook community attended en masse, hundreds of people, former teachers, old friends, small white coffin covered with pink roses and white tulips, Hannah's favorite colors. Mary spoke through tears. "Hannah, you were lost 37 years ago. Our family searched for you every day, never gave up. But today you're finally coming home. Your mother, Catherine, Father Robert, Tommy are waiting for you in heaven. Now you're at peace together." Starlight building was completely demolished. In its place, Hannah Cooper. Memorial Park was built. Safe play area for children, pink flower gardens. In center, white marble monument. Hannah Cooper, 1977 to 1987. Movie lover, dreamer, innocent, angel, never to be forgotten. This story shows even the happiest, most fun places can hide dark secrets. Starlight Cinema looked cheerful, safe, family-friendly. But behind the screen, in projection room wall, a monster had set trap years before. Patiently waited for right moment, Hannah was innocent victim. Just a girl wanting to watch movie. See Mermaid Story. Truth emerged 37 years later. Justice came very, very late, but finally came. Hannah finally found peace, reunited with loved ones. No forgotten story is truly forgotten forever.